This time on American Viscountess, I visit Pentillie Castle, historic home to the Repton family and exclusive wedding and private hire venue. During my stay at the castle, I'll be helping out with a high-powered cleanup operation.
I know. I mean, this is going to be a new look for me.
We need to try and start this. If this starts, winner, winner. If not, we'll be shouting for some support and help.
Look,
hang on.
I feel like a transformer in this. Oh my goodness.
I'll step into another world out on the estate.
We found that there's a vault underneath here, which is completely sealed. About here, there's the remains of a chair with a body.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's just sitting there waiting.
What? You saw him?
He's just there. Yeah.
What?
And I'll take a bracing early morning dip.
When I married into the British aristocracy, it was the start of a wonderfully exciting journey. But it was also a little daunting. I became a Viscountess, and for an American girl from a small town outside Chicago, that was quite a shock.
I live with my husband Luke, heir to the Earl of Sandwich, and our family at Mapperton House in Dorset.
Living in a place like this is a joy, but also a challenge. And every day we're aware that we're preserving a very special part of Britain's heritage. Mapperton has opened up an extraordinary new world for me, and I can't wait to share it with you all.
So if you love castles and manors and stately homes as much as I do, please join this American Viscountess as I journey into the British countryside in search of some of Britain's finest historic houses. Pentillie Castle stands gloriously on the banks of the River Tamar in the southwest of Britain. Inherited in 2007 by Ted and Sarah Curated and their family, it is now managed by daughter Sammy as an exclusive wedding and private hire home from home. It's the first time I visited Pentillie, and I can't wait to see Sammy again.
All right, something is going on here. There are chairs. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. That is not what I expected to see. I was like, where's Sammy? And then all of a sudden I see this machine. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Pentillie. How are you? Meet my leaf blower. Sorry, I'm not the expert, but all hands to the pump today.
Well, okay, so tell me what is happening here, because there's
obviously very tidy, but it's not ready.
You're tidying up.
We are tidying up. So there's been a wedding
this
weekend. So yeah, there's chairs needing to go in and out. Turn the house around, basically, ready for guests tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is spectacular.
This is good.
The drive was fantastic.
And you brought beautiful weather, so you can come again anytime you like.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely, I will. But okay, so you're tidying up for a wedding, so you're obviously busy.
Yeah, come and help me.
I will come and help you.
Yeah,
that's what I like to do.
The leaf blower for you, Julie?
I'm going to leave the leaf blower in your very capable hands.
We need it for confetti in a minute, so come on through.
Exciting news, everybody, because this video is brought to you by Surfshark, the ultimate online security tool tailored for travelers like me. So if you're getting ready for your next adventure, you'll want to watch this. Surfshark, a premier VPN, virtual private network service, is my go-to solution for ensuring the safety of my online activities and personal data as I travel. So whether I'm within the UK or abroad, I rely on Surfshark every single time I go online. And in today's world, where privacy breaches are very, very common, Surfshark guarantees the security and confidentiality of your online activities. Consider the risks when you connect to those public Wi-Fis at cafes, restaurants, or even other public spots. It's crucial to use a VPN like Surfshark, which encrypts your data, protecting it from those potential threats. And I personally feel a significant sense of security while browsing online thanks to Surfshark. The app is incredibly user-friendly, making it easy to download and navigate. And Surfshark allows you to switch your IP address to another country, not only safeguarding you from cyber threats, but also enabling access to international content like Netflix's extensive movie library. And now, an exclusive deal just for you. Use the promo code Viscountess and follow the link below to enjoy 4 additional months for free. Ensure your online security and freedom with Surfshark today. Wonderful. I'm walking into a castle.
I mean, a little one,
I know,
but
it's still a
welcome
castle.
to Pentillie, absolutely. I do want to drop your bags there. That would be amazing.
Perfect.
She's totally taking liberties with guests arriving.
I love it.
She's not normally allowed in the house, so
I love her
At least the hoovering hasn't happened quite yet. Whoops.
In this room, wedding parties celebrate under the sparkle of the Waterford crystal chandeliers and the watchful eye of the first happy couple of Pentillie.
We've got Sir James Tilley and Elizabeth, his wife.
Right.
So Sir James Tilley built the house in 1698, so a very important man for us.
Very important man. Is that who that's who I passed there?
Met him on his statue at the front.
That's what I thought. Okay, so
Yeah.
he built the house 1698.
Yeah,
Yep.
320
something years ago. Okay,
Our
so-
maths is
okay,
pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, so he built the house in 1698, and yeah, he chose, I think, a pretty good spot.
Look at this view.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
Hello, England.
Hello,
That's England.
And the weather.
And the weather. And
That
this
is
Cornwall.
England.
That's England. This is Cornwall.
But this is what, every American thinks, and everybody around the world. When you come to England, this is the view that you
Green
think
and
of.
pleasant land.
Yes,
Do you not think?
You put it
Sorry,
perfectly.
so cliche. And the big lawn for croquet match or whatever. And
That's right.
the tidy up begins here. Confetti needs to be cleared up. And all the rest.
Hello.
This is Chrissy, our wedding coordinator. Julie.
So you are the wedding coordinator. Well, this is fantastic. I mean, I kind of wish I had gotten married here. How many weddings do you do a year?
Round about 25 to 30.
Right. That's a lot.
Different sizes.
Yeah.
From Diddy.
Little tiny ones with just 2, which is so lovely. You can feel the emotion in the rooms. They are absolutely spectacular. Right the way through to weddings with 200 people down here on the lawn with a marquee.
Incredible.
And every single one is different. They're all memorable for their own right reasons. It's lovely.
And I love that you're in your heels. They're fantastic. That's right, aim high.
Chrissy loves a heel. I, on the other hand, do
No, I
not.
know, you're same with me. But Sammy, how long have you been having weddings here? Because that's a big part of your business here at Pentillie, right?
Yeah, it is actually. So since before we opened, so 2008 was the first one.
Right. So that's going for a good 13 years now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you count, the year that didn't exist. But it's a big part of your business here.
It is, yeah. Weddings and private hire. So families come and they stay for the whole weekend, don't they, Chrissy? They take over the castle for
They do.
2 or 3 days. Yeah, or even a week.
What can I do to help?
Well, we need to get the confetti cleared. So
Okay. This is quite tedious, isn't it?
Natural petal confetti though that we make here from the flower bed.
do you know what? So much for this. I'm going to get that leaf blower, Julie. You can have a go with the leaf blower.
Can I have a go?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was hoping you were going to ask me that. I need to try out that leaf blower.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't think I am. What?
Would you like glasses? I don't bother with the glasses. but
Okay,
you can-
yeah.
I'll give them to you once you've got this on. It's quite heavy.
Okay. It looks
Come
very
round,
heavy.
come
Okay.
Come on the
Okay.
other side of the
Okay. Oh my gosh.
blower.
Oh my gosh. Sammy, I did not expect this when I was
You
coming
ready?
for a visit. This this is heavy. Okay.
Should we pop the glasses on?
Put the glasses on.
Oh, you
Okay.
look so fabulous.
I know. I mean, this is going to be a
And
new
then-
look for me.
We need to try and start this. If this starts, winner, winner. If not,
Okay.
we'll be shouting for some
Okay.
support and help. Hang on.
I feel like a transformer in this.
Rule the world. This might never stop.
Okay, keep going.
Neil was earlier pumping, giving me a bit
I'm
of
gonna try this.
action.
Here we go.
Right,
Okay,
listen,
pump it in.
ready?
Ooh. Okay.
Come on. Chrissy, you're the detective. It will start, it will. I know. Oh my goodness me.
Chrissy enthusiastically steps in.
Ready?
Yeah.
Brace.
Yep.
Then producer Victoria gets all fired up.
Okay, Neil.
Can this go in the behind the scenes, please?
But when girl power falters, Sammy calls in reinforcements. And with Ted, Sammy's father triumphant, it's full throttle ahead.
Amazing. Well done. That was way quicker. Definitely.
That was so fun.
Thank
I felt like, you know, a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, too right.
Do you know what I mean?
You look
Oh
just
my
the
God, it
part.
was so exhilarating, but it's like the vibration. I'm a bit sort of like zzz right now.
Amazing. Well, thank you enormously.
Oh,
Job done.
anytime. This is what I love to do.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I pop in for an overnight stay and put me hard to work.
Well, the leaf blows. But it's autumn, isn't it? So the leaves will be coming off the trees any time. So yeah, come back in about a month.
And dare I say that it's like warm here in England?
I know, warm in Cornwall. You see, it's Cornwall, isn't it?
It's Cornwall.
Summer sunshine. So yeah, thanks for bringing the southern shine and everything. But we're done. So that's good.
We're done.
And
Right.
We're done. Sorted.
So glad I could help out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like,
Glass of water.
yeah, a glass of water. Right, should I bring this back? Oh my
Yeah, do you want me
goodness,
to
it's
carry
like a
that? No, okay.
monster.
Yeah.
No, I've got it.
Got the
We're
beast?
friends now. We're friends now. We're friends now.
Can I grab one side?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
okay.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
I got
Okay.
this. Right, we're
Okay,
sorted. It's a bit of a beast, isn't it?
It is a big of a beast, but it
Amazing.
works. It gets the
does.
job done.
So come on through.
Very.
The bookcase, the
Impressed.
drawing room is through there, but
Oh
we'll
my
show you all of
goodness.
this later. Come on through. If you don't mind, shoes off.
Of course.
Ridiculous beige carpet. Whose idea was that?
Alright, no, we have the same rule. We have the same rule.
Yeah,
It's
shoes off is
wonderful.
always good. Can I take this for you?
No, I've got
Are
it.
you sure?
I promise you. I promise you. All right. So, how many bedrooms are there here?
We have 11 bedrooms. So one downstairs on the ground floor, 8 double ensuite bedrooms on this level, and then 2 up in the turrets. The castle turrets. In the turrets.
They must be very popular. I mean, I want to sleep in a turret.
You're very welcome. But instead, I've given you the chorusing bedroom. So
Okay.
this is one of my favourites.
Oh, and you've given me such great views.
It's a goodie, isn't
Look
it?
at this.
Yeah, down over the river.
Incredible. You know, you are running this now.
Yes.
Yes.
Quite daunting.
Right. And
Sometimes brilliantly.
but I've only been here for
Often
like
dreadfully.
but I've only been here for like a nanosecond.
Yeah.
And you're on the go all the time. Is this what it's like most days?
Yes, but I think it's probably the same for you guys, isn't it? There's always
Yeah, there's always.
There's always something.
There's always
isn't it?
something.
So it's always you have a plan for the day. I try
Yeah.
and have a plan for the week, and quite often I still haven't turned my laptop on, and it's 3:10 and it's time to go and collect the children from school. So it's a bit of a juggle, but I think that's the same in every house like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
But it's
just
I mean
there's lots going on.
yeah, every house, but this is a castle.
It's got a couple of turrets. But yeah, I'm going to throw the sheet at you and let's get this done, and then we can get you a comfy bed for this evening. Can you go around the other side?
Yeah. I mean, are you like an expert at making beds?
I pretend to be when I need to be. Down there.
Okay. What about the corners? How are you on corners?
Are you any good at hospital corners? Let's just do this one first.
Hospital corners.
Do you know a hospital corner? Right. So
no.
Okay, I'll show you. So down underneath. Pull it underneath and tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah.
Now get this bit that's all drapey down here.
Yeah.
And go like that.
Okay. Go like that.
Yeah. And now tuck what's dangling underneath.
Okay.
That's it. And then bring the bit that was foldy up here.
Yeah.
Down, and then you've got a nice tight corner.
Since the 19th century, nurses would use this method to make beds for their patients.
I think we both need practice. I haven't done one for a while. So Pentillie was a maternity hospital in the Second World War. So we quite like our hospital corners. We take it all back to when there was ladies having their babies here during the war, which is quite fantastic.
And why was that? Why did it become a maternity hospital?
Well, we're just 20 minutes from Plymouth, so down the river, and then the Blitz, and the Alexandra Nursing Home in Plymouth was, one of the places that might be attacked or suffer under a bomb threat. So the Pentillie and another house the other side of the river in Devon were both requisitioned as maternity hospitals. So Pentillie was a maternity ward. Sort of all during the Second World War, actually. We haven't done very well at this end.
No, I haven't. I'm just going to kind of watch you again. So under.
Yeah. And then bring this bit that's all dangly. So you've got some to dangle, the side bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's going on over there. Tuck that bit under, and then the side bit.
Okay, yeah. And then the side bits. Okay.
Housekeeping are going to laugh at me. They're going to say, "Oh, Sammy,
no, they're going to look at my side and they're going to be like, she is rubbish."
Well, between us, we both could do a bit more practice, couldn't we?
I mean, I could. I don't think you need a bit more practice, but
there
this
we are.
is...
Sort of
okay, I'm happy. Let's do that.
Tuck it under.
I'll have to bring this back to Mapperton. Hospital corners.
There we are. That's quite nice, isn't it?
That's nice. I'm happy to sleep on this. I'm very excited to sleep on
Perfect.
this.
And that's duvets, which always are hilarious and we get lost in a duvet. But
oh dear.
no, you're good. That one.
Okay, here with my hand.
Grab.
And then pull it through.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's right.
Genius. There we are. Done. Look. You're going to have such
I've
an
made my
uncomfortable
bed.
night's sleep.
This is
It was like really comfy, except one side of the bed didn't have any cover.
My own bed.
What was amazing when we first came here to Pentillie, we invited some babies and some mums to come and have tea. And this one lady arrived and she had rowed here from Plymouth when she was in labour, which is quite impressive.
She rowed up the river in labour to get to Pentillie during the war.
Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
And she came back to visit.
She came back to visit, with her son, which was wonderful and amazing.
With the son that was born here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
But then the castle was 3/4 bigger. I forgot to say that bit. That was pretty important because there's not that many reasons. 8 bedrooms probably isn't enough for a whole maternity hospital. But the castle was 3/4 bigger. So the courtyard you arrived in was a central courtyard, and so there was another wing out there and another wing out there. But it was all knocked down in the 60s, so we're left with, I suppose, a third of what was here. But you can have that one.
Thank you. Fantastic. Oh.
Yeah, like a little zhuzh.
A little zhuzh.
Zhuzh. There we are.
Over the past 50 years, Pentillie has undergone some dramatic changes. But since the family inherited the castle in 2007, they have transformed it into the most magical and tranquil place to stay. I met up with Sammy's mother, Sarah Curated, who explained how much the castle has changed over the years.
You've done a lot to this castle, is that right?
I think we have done quite a lot to this castle. It was a very sort of dead space, perfectly livable in.
Right.
But it was a very, just a dead space, very, just needed some life and some love. But I kind of knew what I wanted, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And I sort of knew I didn't want wallpapers and all that sort of thing. I just wanted it as plain as possible because actually at that stage we didn't even know what we were going to do with the whole house. Was it going to be a livable prospect? quickly became obvious that it wasn't. And so then what we're going to do, if you've got the general public in and lots of parties going on, there's no point in having wallpaper, which has got to be redone
Yes.
after every wedding. And so it was paint, and I knew the sort of colours I wanted.
Yeah, it's very,
et cetera.
it's a clean, welcoming color.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad
I
you
really
like
like that. So you've then taken, and obviously not here, but you've taken all of pretty much kind of the shell of the castle, if you like, and the interiors.
Yeah,
and
lot
you've
of it,
redone a lot of it and
And
redone it.
certainly from this point on, but this is actually one of my most favourite bits.
Right
that
here.
we did do, yeah. This is my military wall, what I call my military wall, because all Ted's relations, this is Geoffrey Correspondence, his first cousin, who he inherited Pentillie from. He was actually the second son. The eldest son was killed in El Alamein, and then Geoffrey inherited, but as the second son.
Okay.
And then he came here to run the house, and they ran, had a very lovely life, but not a great deal. I mean, they had chefs and cooks and things, and they had no children, and they then just lived here. But it was very sterile, is the only way I could describe it. Hugely sterile. But anyway, so we then had to make it a sort of livable home, even if you're coming here as a paying guest.
Yes.
But one of my most favourite things is the guests who are not the paying guests, who are the military veterans, who we have here twice a year. And they come and stay for a week. They either have, they can do exactly what they want. They can have yoga and meditation, they can do clay pigeon shooting, they can canoe, they can paddleboard, they can paint. Because they suddenly found that since they become veterans, they're now able to develop these amazing talents which maybe they didn't know they had.
Listening to Sarah, I'm realizing what a special place Pentillie is and how much these walls have to tell.
This is the most amazing bit, I think, really of Pentillie, because it was done by the plasterer who was working on the house, and he was in the house, and it was Poppy Day 2008. My son was in Afghanistan as well, so it was a pretty poignant day. And when we'd had our 2-minute silence, and I came back in here and I found him just slashing this into the raw. This was all raw plaster. Yeah, because this was all just newly plastered, and the tears streaming down his face, and he was broken. He was absolutely bust. But all his horrors coming back from his service in Bosnia and Croatia, it's completely marvellous. And I said, I want that to remain, and he said, no. I said, yes. And he said, I didn't even spell Afghan right. And I said, I just...
Because he was in a moment of
absolutely. It doesn't matter. And I love it. I love it. And that's really what... That's what Pentillie's about. To me, it's part of the thing that it gives out for sort of healing.
Sarah takes me across the estate to a very special place which the veterans have uncovered for the first time in 70 years. On a sunny hillside, the Victorian walled kitchen garden is being brought back to life. In the 1950s, it took 5 gardeners to tend the 2.5-acre garden to produce fruit and vegetables for the castle. But today, it's a place where nature is giving so much more.
And here you have the beginnings of the great sanctuary of the kitchen garden. And all the sort of things that we've been doing with the boys is that some of them didn't want to grow veggies, but they wanted to expose all the old cobbles which haven't been exposed for years and years and years, because all along here was junk and filth and muck, and I can't even call it compost, but rubbish that had just been stuck there for, the last 70 years, I suppose.
So they come here, and this is just one element within sort of the castle and the grounds that they can come to, and it's...
This is where they are, this is safe.
Yeah.
They're totally safe. And when I say they're safe, they just feel secure.
Yes.
And there's always somebody with them in case there's a bit of a meltdown that goes on. You never know what that sudden peace brings on.
Of course.
They just do whatever they would like to do, whether it's grow the seeds, or whether it's grow the weeds, or learn how to take little cuttings, or to make it look better, as in the sort of potting shed there, which they've uncovered wonderful old tools, and the swallows in and out, so wonderful.
So this is really a place that they feel, the war heroes really feel that they can come and just be, they can do if they need to do something and they feel they want to, but they also can just feel safe.
They can feel, I think the main thing is that they feel safe. They haven't got to worry if somebody's coming behind them or anything like that. And they can have their cup of tea, they can weed, they can plant, they can just sit. And just the other day we had a lovely barbecue. We're hoping to be able to expand it, to be able to do either more days or definitely more veterans, because as you can see, it's needing a lot of hands to hold it under control. But they have done an amazing job. It was like fighting through a jungle when we started.
Well, no, I mean, it's a vast kitchen garden. I mean, this is vast. And I've also, I've spotted a couple peacock.
Oh yes.
Is that right?
We've got 7 peacocks, and
You've got 7 peacocks.
Consequently, everything's sort of barricaded against peacock damage, because they'll eat absolutely everything. And we even found them getting in the greenhouse eating the grapes off the vine.
But I suspect that the veterans must like that, coming here, having a cup of tea and being surrounded by peacocks.
Pentillie Castle stands on the banks of the River Tamar in Cornwall. It's been home to the Curated family for over 300 years. Hidden in a far corner of the estate is a monument to Sir James Tillie, who built the castle in the late 17th century.
And there's the mausoleum.
Splendid. I mean, just extraordinary. So this was built, this is a folly.
Yes, a folly, but it didn't have any real purpose. But I think it was built in about 1670, 1680.
Right.
With Tillie anticipating or wanting to come up here and read a book and drink wine and get away from a nagging wife.
Right, so he built this, he commissioned this.
Yes, I think so. There's no record of it before.
Right. And so this was his escapism, if you like. And
I think so.
I suspect he was able to look out and be like, look at this view.
What a great man am I.
Oh,
I've got a little wooden shed in a field over there that I use for the same purpose.
Not quite as grand or spectacular
No,
as
it's
this.
not.
So are we allowed to go in?
Yes, of course we are.
Okay, wonderful.
It was in terrible condition, but we spent a certain amount of time restoring it, so it's all held together with stainless steel now.
Oh my goodness. So this is where James Tillie would come and just...
Well, there used to be windows either side, and I think there was originally a flat roof, a belvedere, so you could go up and stand on the roof and look at the view. Oh, right. And then I think the Victorians added a butterfly roof over that. You can see the view of the roof.
Yes, I can see that. So this is him.
Here
he is.
Very fine statue of him. I think it must have been made after his death, because the sculptor wasn't very complimentary of his figure, was he?
Right, no, he wasn't.
But the reason he's here is that in his will he's said that he wanted to be placed in his favourite chair, wired to it so he didn't fall over, dressed in his best clothes with his books and his fine wines, and to be taken to the building on Mount Ararat, and this is Mount Ararat, and to await resurrection. So it must have been quite an arrogant character to think that he was actually going to be resurrected. It doesn't happen often, does it?
No.
That we know of.
And
the story goes that they brought him up here.
Oh, they did. They followed his direction.
Yeah. And when we came here, the statue was in a terrible state.
When Ted and the family took over the running of Pentillie, nature had reclaimed the building.
That had fallen out and was lying on the floor. And all the leaves had come off and the skull had come off. The skull means victory over death.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that.
No, nor did I.
Victory over death. So he really did think he was going to be resurrected.
Well, I think so.
In 2013, a restoration operation began to preserve the monument for the future.
We got a wonderful conservation firm to take him to pieces. And it was about 180 pieces scattered all over the place.
180 pieces?
And they put him together. They took him up to a workshop in Bath and put him together. He didn't have any feet left, and his hands had gone.
Right.
And his nose was missing. And whether that was through the roof collapsing on the building or the vandalism, we don't know.
Right.
300 years after Sir James Tilley died, his statue was reborn.
We could have aged that.
No,
but I wanted to show that it was an intervention. It was a recreation.
Exactly, and I think absolutely. And you've kept the graffiti on, I see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to find out who had actually scratched it? And
I know. Are there any dates on here? I'm looking
no,
for...
none that we can find.
None that you can find. How?
And the chair represents a lawyer's chair because they used to keep all their papers in it. So when they're sitting on it, no one could get at the papers.
No one could get at the private papers.
Would have had a handle there and one the other side, so his servants could carry it from one place to another.
During the restoration, something quite extraordinary was uncovered.
When we were doing the restoration, we found that there was a domed vault underneath. The builders came rushing down to the castle and said, there's a vault, there's a vault. So we came tearing up here and found that there was this domed structure with a couple of big granites there. So we lifted the granites 8 steps into a vault, into a chamber, with a body.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So he's just sitting there waiting.
What? You saw him?
He's just there. Yeah.
What?
It appears that the dying wishes of Sir James Tilley had been realized.
The chair's, the back of it is still propped up against the wall, but it's so fragile you can't touch it.
No.
It's got studs on it which say SRJT, Sir James Tilley.
Of course. And was there any hidden treasure?
No, unfortunately not. His books and his fine wine, there were no signs of it.
How fantastic to be able to restore this, but also to be able to find 300 years later,
yes,
Sir James Tilley lying in the ground,
and
or sitting.
It's wonderful that people carried out his wishes, isn't it?
Yes.
Because once you're dead, you've got no influence any longer, have you?
Right. Well, I feel like we should leave him in peace. And, I think he's very happy.
But
Here
Sarah and
and
Sammy
there.
keep asking me if I want to join him, and I don't think I do, really.
No, I think you should just leave him to rest.
I think I'm happy
right where he is.
this side of the floor.
Exactly.
This landscape is so beautiful, and I'm lucky to be visiting Pentillie in the early autumn. Just the right time of year to go foraging for sloe berries in the hedgerows. What I didn't realize was that the hedgerows are surrounded by cows. I just want to tell you that I do have a massive fear of cows, like massive, like I'm tapping right now.
Gather.
So I have to, like it's not fake, like this is for real. Like that
It's frightening.
makes me want to vomit.
Oh no!
It's fine, but no, I'm not going to do that on you because I really like this.
Yeah, well, and your wellies. Yeah, don't make a mess of your new
Yeah.
wellies. Come on.
So
You're right to have a fear of cows, but these are okay. We've put the dog in the car. They are mummies and babies. That's
Yeah.
also a thing to be frightened of. But they're chilled. They're happy. They've got over their being super inquisitive.
Okay.
We've got our wranglers, and we'll just shout and be bigger than them if they come for lunch.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, but they're vegetarian too. They don't want us.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
We need to pick some
Okay.
sloes.
We need to pick some sloes.
Is that all right? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll
No, I
pick
know.
you up. I'll run.
Okay.
I'm bigger than you.
Okay, so these-
Are you familiar with sloes?
So here's the thing, to be perfectly honest, and that's what I'm all about, obviously. But when I first moved to this country, and we would have the shoots at Mapperton, or we'd go on a shoot, and there's this thing called 11s, right?
Yeah.
Which you know very well.
Yeah.
And people would always offer sloe gin. And then when they gave me the sloe gin, I was confused because it wasn't clear. And then I didn't understand. They said, no, but it's from sloes. And I'm
And
like,
it makes you quite slow.
and I was like, what are sloes? I don't think we have sloes in America. Or I'm sure we...
Blackthorn, I don't know, maybe do.
Maybe we don't
What do you think?
I'm trying to stay in the present moment here.
What do you think? Is your mouth puckering?
Yeah. It's hard to talk now.
You're very brave, you didn't have to do that.
Well, no, I've never tasted
really?
one before.
Well, there you are.
So I was trusting you.
Sorry. It was worth it. Your face was a pretty picture. They're very tannic, so they're very, whatever that, now you need a glass of water and your lips are never going to feel the same. But they've got that great acidity, so they make a great, I don't know, what do you call it? A liqueur, I guess. So add to a bit of gin or a bit of, or vodka if you wanted to, and some sugar.
So how many sloes do you need to make a bottle of gin, sloe gin?
Some. Some sloes, some gin, some sugar, in the quantities you decide.
I'm pleased Sammy is here to protect me from the cows. but she is also a seasoned forager for sloes. You need to know what you're picking. It's said that sloes are best picked after the first frost when they are slightly softer. Southwest Britain is rich in archaeological evidence of ancient settlements. Stone circles are believed to have served a ritual and ceremonial purpose, with their position connected to the alignments of the sun and moon. Here at Pentillie, a stone circle dominates this area of the estate where you can see for miles.
So this must be quite historical, this stone
circle.
Right.
Well,
Was this
well,
like
this-
wizards, like Stonehenge?
Sort of. It is the oldest unadulterated stone circle in Cornwall.
Okay.
So it's quite ancient.
That's ancient.
It's unadulterated because my father built it in 2017.
You're kidding me.
So it is the oldest unaltered stone circle in Cornwall, but not like Minions on Bodmin, which has had stones fall over and be picked up and all the rest of it. This one's unchanged since it was built 4 years ago.
Oh my god. So why did your father build this?
Because it's an incredible spot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so
and a reason to
yeah.
get people to come up here. So when we've got
Right.
guests coming to stay, they would walk all around the gardens, but there was no real reason to get them up into a
Yes.
field full of cows. So we built the stone circle. So he built the stone circle, but also Dad's absolutely fascinated with the history of, you know, when we're on Dartmoor or walking on Bodmin, he's always like, oh, I wonder who walked here. I wonder why they did this. I wonder why what are those tracks in the stone? Why did they this? How did they do that?
And does the circle have any meaning behind it, or he just, and with the stones, it was just something he's been contemplating for a while?
They don't really represent anything, except that these stones, the ones further out,
Yes,
are kind of the leader stones, to get you up from the garden, but also where the sun rises in the height of summer. No, winter.
Right.
Hang on, summer. Yes, going back that way, winter. And then there's one down over there for summer.
It's your dad's stone circle. I
It
mean,
is.
this is just
Ted's stone circle.
Ted's stone circle. Okay. Well,
So,
has anybody
cowpats
done
and all.
yoga before in the stone circle? Do you know of? Could we be the first?
I haven't. I can't really do very good yoga.
We can
I've got
put
some
this
sort of stretchy legs.
I know, I put mine on too. So I put the sloes in there.
Yeah.
We can do some sun salutations.
Oh, good.
And that will, in one sense, sort of like, you know, make these sloes produce
best.
fantastic sloe gin.
Do you think it'll have like anti-cold properties and all
It's going to have
sorts
tons of
things?
antioxidants.
Yeah.
It's going to boost our immune
And our energy and conquer our fear of cows.
conquer my fear of cows.
Your fear of cows.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Good.
so we're just going to stay standing. So,
Oh.
Yep. So we're going to
Perfect.
inhale, sweep the arms up.
Where better with the sun setting to do some yoga? And I think I need it after being in this field with the cows.
Hands together. Exhale, heart center.
Amazing.
I feel better.
I love that. Thank
And
you so much.
do I look calmer?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
No, this is good. You've got
And
good.
and these are going to be the best tasting
The best slow gin, for sure.
Pentillie has ever made.
Back at the castle, I'm happily meeting up with Sammy's husband, Mark, who actually works in the gin business and has made me a very welcome and refreshing gin and tonic. He's just the person to show me how to make some sloe gin.
All right, you can see your wife picked a lot.
Amazing.
I'm afraid there were cows. And so Sammy learned about my fear of cows. So I was picking one and then looking and then picking another one and looking. But so this is from your wife, really.
Well, that's brilliant. You've done a sterling job there, so thank you. They look amazing.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more, because as the American, when I first moved over here, I had never heard of sloes. I think maybe we call them something else in America.
Okay.
And I definitely didn't know what sloe gin was. And in fact, the first time somebody handed me some sloe gin, I didn't think it was gin because of the color of it.
Ribena.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what is this? Some black currant? I
Yeah.
asked for a gin, and
Yeah.
because that's what you think. You think of it as clear.
Yeah.
So the concept of sloe gin is?
It's one of the things that you sort of, well, as a sort of gin drinker, you look forward to in the winter. This is essentially a blackthorn berry. White flowers in the spring, and then you get this sort of surge of lovely little berries. That you wouldn't want to eat them; they're really tart.
Sammy had me try one, and
really?
I was just like, sure thing, and then I was like, I couldn't even, lick my lips after that.
It's really dry. But you can do lots with it. So either what we're about to do, make a sort of a sloe gin. It's more a sort of sloe gin liqueur. Because we're going to be adding in sugar, which sort of affects the ABV. So what I've got is some supermarket gin. So
it's fine just to, in one sense, pick any gin and put it in there to make your sloe gin, your homemade sloe gin.
There is something you have to do first, though. Okay.
Don't tell me I have to eat all those.
And you have to prick every single one.
Do you?
Yeah, because you need to get the
prick it like prick.
Yeah, to release the flavour.
So I just prick?
Yeah.
Like, is that good enough?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, it doesn't need to be like sliced?
Nope.
Prick, okay.
Or, there's a cheat.
Okay, what's the cheat?
You throw it into the freezer beforehand, and basically the fact that it's super cold in there will basically break down the skins. So it will release the flavour. So I've saved you a massive task.
Okay, I'm freezing it overnight, and then, so you can do this the quick way in one sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's popular here, especially for shooting.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're out on your 11s, and everybody has sloe gin. That was my first introduction.
Was it? Most people will sometimes start when you're drawing pegs at the beginning of the morning. They'll give you a top glass with your sloe gin in. Oh. You then have to drink it, and at the bottom of your top cup is your peg number. So you start quite early.
I haven't been to one of those shoots. Now I feel like I've been cheated.
So I'm going to pop those in there. So
early.
it's there's people who just enjoy it for what it is, but yes, it is synonymous with shooting or field sports, or it's just one of those sort of things that people really enjoy.
Yes.
Most people say with sloe gin, it's a third, a third, a third.
Okay.
So a third fruit, a third sugar, and then a third your gin.
Okay.
But I tend to sort of increase my fruit a little bit and reduce the amount of sugar that I put in initially, because once you put the sugar in, and if you make it too sweet, it's too syrupy, and so you can always add more sugar to it at a point in time.
Okay. And are you tasting it while you're adding?
That's a really important aspect of making sloe gin. You have to taste it at least once a week.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, so don't look at the label.
No. It's just gin. It's just gin.
Do you want to do it?
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to pour it in.
So just pour it in.
Okay. I'm going to make sure. Oh, there we go.
That's it.
Okay. So this is...
And just keep going.
And just keep... So I'm pouring the whole thing in.
Yeah. We're going to fill it all the way up to the top.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, leave a bit of space for some sugar.
Okay. Oh, wow. So this is going to make quite a lot of sloe gin, or not really?
Yeah, it will.
Look, it's already turning the color. Fantastic. So we're going to get 3 in here. No.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, how wonderful. And then how long does this need to stay in?
So you have to sort of turn it every couple of days. So give it a bit of a sort of shake up, because you want the sugar to dissolve.
Yeah.
And again, it just helps to sort of move everything around. So I reckon probably 3 months, and you're just adding the sugar.
Fantastic. This is how you make your own sloe gin.
So it just means you have to come back.
I know,
I
am.
To try it.
I've already invited myself. I am coming back. I mean, who wouldn't want to come back here? I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, it's just so magical here. How wonderful.
Let me put a little bit more gin in, and then we'll just give it a shake, and then you've got to put it into somewhere sort of dark, a dark sort of cupboard.
So dark cupboard, and then you check on it every...
So give it a shake every couple of days.
And then taste it after 6 weeks.
Yeah, just see how you're getting on. Whether you need to... I forgot the cork, but...
Lovely. Oh, it's rather pretty. Fantastic. So then this just needs to go into a dark...
Yeah, just so we'll put a cork on it, and then that's that, done.
Okay, great. Well, should we just sit and drink?
Yeah.
and watch...
Cheers.
And watch the slow...
Slowly happening.
Exactly. Amazing, Mark. Thank you.
Pentillie Castle has undergone many changes since it was built for Sir James Tilley in the late 17th century. But one treasure that has kept ticking since then is up in the tower overlooking the croquet lawn. And I'm just in time to give Sammy a hand.
The aptly named clock tower. There we go. We're going up to wind the clock, which happens every Friday. Just don't wait till I've got it up here.
It does. Okay. You're much quicker than I am, I suspect, because you do this how many times a week? Oh, it's about to go. Fantastic.
Ready. It's on time.
Just in time.
Yes.
This is obviously, I mean, this is quite ancient. Well,
Older than you and I.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine.
Exactly.
It's got grey hairs than me.
And so what does it date back to?
This is 1788. And the bells, I just donked my head. The bells, so of which this one isn't the one that dongs, but we can just dong this one for... That was a bit louder than I expected. So that one's just if you need to ring a ding dong, but the one on the top, they're both 1705, and there's a few more down in the cellar. So James Tilley must have had like an array of bells, perhaps.
Yes.
The bell that's on the roof, which is the one that donged at 10, is 1705.
It's 1705.
But the clock itself is 1788.
Right. So
This
it must
clock.
have had to be repaired
Yeah,
at some
exactly.
point.
So
you come up here how often?
once a week,
Once a week.
Friday mornings normally.
Right.
Not always me, I confess. It is sometimes Steve the gardener, who's a legend and comes and keeps us on time. But basically what we've got here is two great big reels with wire on.
Yes.
And if you look up here, so they come out of here and then onto a pulley, and each one goes down that long tube. Can you see down,
Yes,
down, down?
I can.
And they've each got a big weight on the bottom of it.
They do.
So to wind it up, we get a week's worth of wind if we... Are you ready?
Yeah.
You can do this actually. Slot it onto there and then wind it. And I can never remember which way you wind it, not that way.
This way.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Come on, Shira!
Okay. Oh my. And then it will tell me when it's done?
We'll look up there, we'll see the weight come up to the pulley. You just don't want to
You do
wrap-
this every... Sammy.
There's a reason why I have bigger shoulders than you.
Okay, now I'm getting my groove. Oh my goodness.
Come on, faster! And now look here, it's coming up. You just want to stop it when it gets to about there.
So where should I stop?
Now, stop.
Okay.
There we are. So if it goes further, then it gets all clunked up and then it's a problem. But this is the hefty weight. I don't actually know how heavy that is. And then there's the other one down the bottom still that we need to
do. Oh, this is much easier from here.
Hang on, you're nearly here.
Oh, yeah, I'm much faster on this one. Done.
Well done.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
That was
Now catch your breath.
quite
It's
invigorating,
hefty, isn't it?
actually.
So there we are. The clock is now wound for another week. So this, if you were down below, you can just pull that and dong the bell if you want to.
Oh, I might have to do that.
Or you can do it here if you'd like to. You can
right,
sort of
okay.
dong me down the stairs.
could
Or I
dong
could
you
dong
down.
you down the stairs.
I'll dong you down the stairs. There we go.
In the early 19th century, the landscape designer Humphrey Repton developed grand designs for large country houses and their estates, producing drawings and plans in what were known as red books. Ted has kindly agreed to show me the red book produced for Pentillie.
In 1810, the family had a huge amount of money and they decided to enlarge the house greatly.
Wait, your family had a huge
Yes.
amount of money
Yeah.
in 1810.
It's all gone now. and build 3 extra wings in the house. But one of the things they did was get a guy called Humphrey Repton, who was a very famous landscape designer, to come and advise. And he did 5 houses on the River Tamar, and one of which is Pentillie. And the way he operated was to produce a red book which could be in this format, or it could be much smaller. But we're lucky we've got a big red book.
Yes.
And he recorded what was here in a series of drawings.
Okay,
And
so
here
this is
says that it was done.
so during his period, though, he was well known. I mean, he was sought after.
Yes.
So
he did a total of 230 houses. And the red books are sort of collector's pieces. They should stay with the house, but quite a lot of them
were sold or
have gone from the house.
Right.
They're worth
yes, of course,
huge amount of money.
So he's come here.
And this is what he saw. This was the layout of the house. In grey was what was already there of the house. This was the original tower, I think, on the terrace. Sheep pasture going down towards the river. And these were the outbuildings, the stable court and the gardens at that stage were very much closer.
But so he was hired for this.
Yeah.
But he was right. So only wealthy families could hire him.
Yes.
To produce this red book.
Yep.
Right. And the red book served the purpose for
design drawings.
Drawings is
Yep.
what it was.
And
okay.
the owner could either say, yes, let's do that, and use the red book as the blueprint, or they could say, don't think we really want to do that.
Right.
It's just the same as you employ an architect or a landscape designer now.
Exactly. But I love how he's just written here, this lawn to the east may be fed by sheep, as that is to the west, or, if not deemed too large, for a rosary or flower's garden.
He went into a lot of detail about it. He did a couple of paintings. That one is as he saw the castle when he arrived. Got the river here, and he came up with an idea of that.
Good, it's like a flap.
You lift the flap out of the way, and you get a much more imposing castle.
You certainly
and
do.
You've got battlements on it, or crenellations. And the parkland, these were fields, and the mausoleum being up here. And he said the fields look just like fields. They don't look as if they're the park of a big house. So get rid of the hedges, but leave the trees. And you can see these trees in lines, and some of these trees are still there. His idea was that a view that's just a view is boring. There's no space.
There's no texture.
There's no scale to it.
Right.
And so he says you need to plant trees
so
you
he
can
did.
look at a view. And you planted trees in a set way, so you had the darker trees closer to the house and the lighter further away. So when you looked in, it framed the house.
Right.
And when you looked out, the world opened up in front of you. Because the house was designed to be impressive from the river.
Absolutely.
Because that was the main thoroughfare in 1810.
This is how he saw it,
Yep.
and then how he wanted it to be seen.
Yep. And it's very
can I
similar
flap
to that
this?
now.
Oh yes, it's very imposing. Look at that. And when he presented his red book to your ancestors, when they saw this, is this what they had intended to do in the end?
No, they didn't follow Repton's advice. I think they'd inspired them, and they got a guy called William Wilkins, who had been involved in St. Paul's Cathedral to design a house.
And look, you can see again, lots more trees, many, many more trees.
And the house was a lot bigger. It had these 3 extra wings going out. The front door was now where the drive is. And it was a nightmare. It had 18 bedrooms and 1 bathroom.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
So the mornings weren't good. You needed to be up first.
Exactly.
And no heating. So the plans for the house, the black is already there.
Yes.
Or was there. He said leave it. But the grey, it was what he suggested that should be built.
Fantastic.
You've got Mrs. Cox's room there. I presume that was
Scullery, larder, cook's pantry.
Servants' hall, a grand hall here.
What a fantastic and wonderful reference. A real
and it's
treasure.
Fun that
it's a
it stays
treasure.
with the house.
Yeah, it stays with the house.
Because without the house, it has no, to my mind, no value at all.
It's wonderful that you've kept it here, and I've been able to look at it. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, Ted.
Not at all.
How special. If you can see right behind me, that is the moon. It's just made its appearance and it's just incredible. Full moon, extraordinary color, and really just capping off the most fantastic day here at Pentillie. I'm getting ready for supper. I can't wait to spend the night in my room, but today's day out has been sensational. So really from just arriving here, picking up the confetti, blowing it away, spending time with Sammy, that extraordinary sun salutation to help me with my fear of cows, and picking the sloes, making some sloe gin with Mark. I mean, so much in one day, spending time with Sammy's father, Ted, at the mausoleum, and of course the wonderful military wall with Sarah, and that lovely walk in the garden, and being able to really experience what veterans are able to experience here as well. I couldn't even have imagined what today would have been like, and it has just exceeded all of my expectations. Sammy and her family are just one of a kind, and to be here at this really loving family environment and around such a supportive community. And of course, that just says it all right there. So I'm off to dinner, and then I'm gonna sleep really well tonight.
Next morning, Sammy and I are up at dawn for a chilly swim in the River Tamar. It's a wonderfully exhilarating ending to my visit.
Right, it's not too bad.
What do you think?
Well, it's
Better than I was expecting.
I feel that it is warmer than the air.
I think you're
but
right, actually. Yeah.
It is. I mean, breathe, get oxygen in. So all of a sudden it's getting the oxygen in.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is spectacular. And
Aren't we
it feels,
lucky?
what's the word I'm looking for? What does it feel
Feels
like?
sort of silky, does it? The water this morning?
It feels, yes, it is. Is it always like this?
Supportive? No, not always. Sometimes it feels really thin and like it's not holding you up. Other days it feels rather like this. You could swim for hours.
You could, I could swim for hours if my legs and arms would allow me to do that.
Shall we go to Devon?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. Let's head to Devon.
But so the tide is obviously high.
Yeah, so it's slack water at the moment. So we've not got too much flow going either way, so we can go straight across to Devon.
Right. So, all right.
Enough?
Yes. I think I'm ready for a hot bath. And a coffee. Oh my goodness.
This sleepiness.
I'm definitely wide awake.
Fun, huh?
This is just amazing.
Woo. Trusty sun doing its trusty thing.
Okay.
Amazing.
This is extraordinary. I would be doing this every day. I am definitely warming up right now, which is really nice. The coffee's helping, the sunshine. But I mean, what I have to say, spectacular day out for me. Coming here was just a treat because it was just different, because I really got to see you running the castle, but doing it so extraordinarily well with the leaf blower, but also, and managing, the weddings and the shoots that you have coming up and the guests that you have staying, and still keeping, Pentillie working and in the family.
Yeah, well... Tamar!
Tamu agrees. Tamu agrees.
She does agree. She's very happy to be here with all the guests. No, it's fun, and there are definitely good moments. I think also some days I run it better than others, but I think that's the same for everybody.
For all of us.
Deep breath, but
right. Deep breaths and
get it back in the river.
And get back in the river. Whenever
grounding.
Exactly.
There's the dog that's going to ruin my hair. Does my hair look nice in this? Yeah, the dog comes and shakes on me regularly just to keep you grounded back in the real world.
That's right. Well, I'd be
We're very
swimming
lucky,
here.
aren't we? Very spoiled.
Well, you do an amazing job, Sammy. So you deserve to be spoiled. Definitely.
Sweet. Well, it's nice to share.